top of the agenda is the continuing decline of Collingwood's. Poor form became free fall on Saturday afternoon at the MCG in a performance that you would say saw them go quietly into the night.
It's a monster victory.
It's been indefensible from Collingwood today. You just can't sugarcoat this at all.
Collingwood is in free fall, and you wonder how far to go to find rock bottom.
We know the story from the black and white perspective is going to be long and hard and searching.
We thought we could be better than we are at the moment.
Maybe we just come to the realisation that Collingwood aren't that good. Try hard, but not that good at the moment.
I think the general expectation on us has been a lot greater than our capacity, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to be doing better. So, yeah, I'm disappointed.
Well, they're starting to get bullied now.
There's been a bit of bullying done by the upstarts.
Collingwood bullied by the Gold Coast on the G.
We've lost our the DNA of defending the ground really well.
Today I haven't seen from Collingwood an attitude of my life depends upon this. Gold Coast Suns I have.
Yeah, we all look like we lacked a bit of zip today, there's no doubt.
They've lost their defence, totally lost it. Yeah. I thought they had a really poor day. They didn't play with any defensive system.
I've got no doubt that there is a bit of a killer instinct. There is that belief that builds in teams that win more than they lose. And we're not there at the moment.
I think their senior players have lost hope in this season.
Fundamentally, it's my role and it's the coach's role to prepare the team to be connected and to play efficient team football. Part of that's basics, part of it's work rate, and then strategy. So we are falling out in all three of those areas at the moment, to be honest.
It was a club last week that maintained their hope of seeing finals. We saw on Saturday what a folly that was. Of all the people who didn't believe it, the players didn't believe it. There was no sense of rage against their fate. There was no not on my watch. And Brodie Myercheck, he was the exception.
Yes, he was.
Nathan Murphy with the flight. But they didn't have many comrades. They didn't have many comrades in the cause.
No, they don't. Just listening to all that commentary, and we've all listened to it for weeks and weeks, and Buckley said on Saturday, you've got your pound of flesh out of us. Yes, we have, and it's going to continue. But all that was said by all those experts following the game has been said before. Swap Buckley for another coach, swap Collingwood for another team. All that is said about a team that is failing, and you know what happens? The coach generally goes. Now, that may not be the case, but that's what generally majority happens. And when you're in a situation when you're in a contract year like the coach is, and they said it's not a distraction and everything's a distraction. But when it's not the coach loses the players, that's too easy to say. When the players lose faith, and when they lose faith, they lose spirit. And if you cannot play AFL, not that I've played AFL, but you can't play any football if you haven't got spirit amongst the combatants. And when you watch Collingwood on the weekend, there was no spirit, there was no energy. Now, Bucks, I would imagine if I was coaching, I'd say, righto, what is on our minds? What is going? Is it me? Is it what's happening around us? What are you feeling? I mean, they're going to have some deep dives on this. Why is there no spirit? Now, when the question comes to Buckley, Jared, right? Can I go on? When the question comes to Buckley, this is what really surprises me at the moment. The noise at the weekend, and correct me if I'm wrong, lent towards Buckley getting another contract. Yep. The way Graham Wright spoke on the ABC and Mark Corder said recently, I hope Buckley wants to coach next year. That was the noise. But they put in place this time frame. If they want Buckley to coach next year, and that's the noise, appoint him tomorrow. Give him 2 years and end all this next 8 weeks of rubbish, not rubbish, of discussion about your footy club and your players. Everything will disappear because right there in rebuild, Buckley's there for the next 2 years, righto. But they've got this time frame in place. What was it, round 15 after the bye?
The back part of the season. So with a third to go.
Yeah, just after the bye. So that's 7 weeks away. What are they going to know more about Buckley? And we discussed last week. Has he got the players? Have the players lost faith? Can Buckley actually can he motivate, can he bring this group together to be competitive? And if he can't, that's when Graham Wright's going to have a decision to make with Buckley and say, how you going there, champ? Do you feel you can still get it out of him? Have you lost your edge? I said to you a couple of weeks ago, I think Buckley had lost his edge. An edge, not the edge, an edge. Have you still got it? They're the conversations I'd be having. And if Buckley would turn around and says, well, I'm right. Well, you've got to be able to still get your team together, and that's not happening. That didn't happen on the weekend.
So put Bucks to the side. But you've covered that off there. So what did it look like from the player group? So it looked like a player group where the fabric is damaged. So it was said in the trade period, we chose the players that wouldn't damage the fabric of the playing group. The fabric looks damaged. To watch the application of particularly the long-termers there, who would well have understood the circumstances of the day and the ramifications of playing like that, they played like that. So the side-by-side mantra, which was absolutely breached in November, that looks like it hasn't healed. All we can do is judge how it looks on the field because that's the way that it presents and that's the way that it's tested, and it gets tested 22 times during a season, and at the moment it looks like it hasn't healed. It didn't mean enough to the majority of their players on Saturday.
Forget the kids, they're trying their hardest, mate. They're trying their hardest, but they're limited in what they can do. You make a really, really good point about the mental baggage. These are human beings, they're not robots. They don't switch them on and switch them off. And when it's getting hard, which is getting hard now, some of them may say, well, you put us in this position. You're part of the problem why we're playing like this. And everything hurts. When the three guys left Essendon in the early 2000s, it ripped the heart out of the club, mate.
Yeah.
Ripped the heart out of the club. And people say, nah, they'll be right. It's football, it's professional. The beauty of this great game that we all love and played and everything, the beauty of this game, it's more than a professional sport. It's camaraderie, it's everything. It's community, it's yourself, it's with each other. And when that gets sort of charred or broken, it's very hard just to pick up the pieces straight away and say, no, we'll be right, let's go out and play, we're all together like that. So, again, Mick Malthouse said when it happened, the side-by-side mantra's been heard here, exactly what you just said then. And I think you're right, I think we're seeing a massive hangover from what happened.
Yep. So Nathan Buckley gave us a time frame on which to judge them after the Giants game, which had a lot of the same qualities of what happened on Saturday. He said there was 4 to 6 weeks was what he nominated. They've gone loss at the start of that. So
I'm not putting on the spot. How can Bucks? Tell me how Bucks can keep his job.
No, I don't know now. It's just a show. It's a show of faith.
Yes,
now. So there is going to be a threshold, and I don't think they're going to meet the threshold.
What is the threshold?
The threshold is usually sort of 7 or 8 wins.
No, I thought you were going to say finals. No way.
No, God, no.
No, 7 or 8 wins.
If they go 5-17, it's really hard to survive that unless there's something proactive that's done.
Unless they announce in the next week that Nathan Buckley, we have decided, we don't care what anyone else thinks, Jared. We don't care. We believe that Nathan Buckley is the man to take us forward. Fine. Do it. Announce it. Buckley has said he wants to coach. Take him on face value. I do.
And then get to the business of healing. Whatever it is, choose the direction and get to the business of healing. Because I doubt that anything comes of any of this until that part of it's sorted.
We weren't going to talk about it. No, we were going to talk about it.
No, of course we were. Collingwood's the biggest story in the game. We're not sidestepping it.
No way whatsoever. I heard Jared Healy today on radio. I was driving in and Jared's on the couch next. And he came on through our day and he goes, right, there's this obsession with Collingwood. And then they spoke about Collingwood for the next 12 minutes.
It's captivating what's going on there and has been for months on end.